Hi guys, and welcome to this week's edition of our weekly forecast for the upcoming week. And as usual, we're going to start looking at dollar index. We're going to focus on what the dollar index is telling us in regards to what we're going to be looking out for in the coming week. So from last week's weekly forecast video, all the levels that I anticipated to be reached were reached, and euro and the yen, they played out very well, eventually moving massively on Friday, giving us quite a lot of number of pips, plus minus 200 to 300 pips. So in this week's edition, we're going to be continuing with last week's outlook, whereby we're going to be bearish on dollar index. Dollar index is going to be bearish. That's my forecast on dollar index. So now, first things first, we need to highlight the levels that we are going to be looking out for. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible, guys, but it's just that there's a lot of info to go through. So first of all, we need to highlight the levels that we're going to be looking out for. That means we need to go to our line chart. Now on the line chart, I'm going to proceed and mark the lows and highs of the recent 3 to 4 months price action. The recent 3 to 4 months price action. That means probably starting from this high, we're going to mark out this high here. Now I need my lines to be straight, so that's coming in at 99027. 99027, and I need this line to be a bold black line. Okay, that wasn't right, so we need 99 here. Right, now I'm just going to duplicate the line, copy the line, and mark out this lower high, copy the line, mark out this lower low, mark out the line, and highlight this low here, and I'm going to mark out also this low here, just for clarity's sake. So when you want to copy the line, when you draw your trend line or your horizontal line or your vertical line on your MT4 platform, you just press the control key and you drag. You see, control key and you drag. That's how you draw. Yeah, that's how you copy the line. So now that we have marked the highs and the lows on a monthly chart, at least 3 months data, I'm going to drop down to a weekly time frame. Same method applies. I'm going to mark out my highs and lows on the weekly time frame, but this time I'm going to change the color. No, I'm going to make it dotted. I'm going to make it a dotted line. So you must remember, my weekly levels, they're on a dotted black line. My monthly levels, they're on a solid black line. Then I'm going to copy this. I need to mark this lower high here. I need to mark this lower low. I also need to highlight this low and this high here, which was violated here. You see, it's of very importance. And then I also need to highlight this guy and this low. Right, once I've done that, I'm going to drop down to a daily time frame. Now on a daily time frame, I'm going to do the same. I need to highlight my highs and lows, significant, not just every high or low, the significant ones. Then this one I'm going to change it to a red line, a dotted red line. So this price level is coming in at 810, 99810. Then I'm gonna copy this got this high here, probably from 2 weeks ago. Then I've got this one. So this one and this one, I'll classify them as one high. Just need to redo that a minute. And then I'm gonna highlight this guy here. Which other one is significant? We've got the low here. This low, the one that broke this low here. And then all the way for our long-term objective down here. And we've got this low here. Now that we've done that, I'm gonna drop down to a H4. Now, when I drop down to an H4 now, you can clearly see the market structure that we are going. Market is turning and going to the downside. We are forming low highs, lower low, lower high, lower low. Market is moving to the downside. That's why I'm bearish on dollar index. And with the events that have been going on in regards to the Federal Reserve not changing their rates, that also saw us having this huge move to the downside. And with the stimulus action that they're trying to do, it's not doing much of a significance in the market, because most people would have been anticipating dollar to rally. So now I'm gonna go back to a daily time frame. Now on a daily time frame, I'm gonna switch back to my candlesticks, because now I already have the levels that I need to look at. So now remember, my solid black line, that's my monthly level. My dotted black line, that's my weekly level. My red dotted line, that's my daily level. You can clearly see here. You see this red dotted line here? Look where it marked. I did this on a line chart, but look here. We've got a bullish order block, right? We've got a bullish order block. Look at the one that is at the bottom there. It's a bullish order block, right? Look at this level here. We have a bearish order block on lower time frame. That's why we saw this move to the downside. Now I need you to focus on this price action. We've got a bullish order block here, and towards Friday, Thursday and Friday, market dipped down into the bullish order block and rejected. Friday, same thing applied. We dipped down into the order block and market rejected to the upside. Meanwhile, we are on a monthly level. So this monthly level that we are at the moment, it's a bearish order block. Can you see? Market is on a monthly bearish order block. And if you see last week's drop, remember my black dotted line, that's my bearish order block. You see here, price dropped and we engulfed the previous 2 weeks. That's a strong indication of market which is moving to the downside. Now from a weekly point of view, my target, we're looking at reaching at this bearish order block here, which is coming in at 98.34. So I'm expecting market to move towards 98.34 in the coming week, with a long term move all the way down to 97.15. So now we've seen that on a weekly chart. I'm gonna go to a daily chart. So my analysis is that we are going to breach the 98.88 zone. We are going to breach this level, but before we do that, I expect market to retrace to the upside. You see, I expect market to at least retest 99.25 and 99.50 price zone before we see a massive crash to the downside. Yes, market can open and gap to the downside and continue moving to the downside, but you're gonna see why I'm emphasizing that we should at least see a small rejection to the upside. We can even see a very huge correction all the way to 99.80. We can see a huge correction all the way to 99.80. Why 99.80? this bearish order block. You see? So we need to highlight where the liquidity is, and you can already see on top of last week's high there is liquidity resting above there. So now I'm gonna go to a H4 time frame. I'm gonna drop down into a H4 time frame so that you can clearly see what we are working with. Right, so this is the H4 time frame. You can see, guys, I'm not using any indicator or anything. I'm just reading what the price is telling me. Look at that bullish order block on daily. It's here on 98.88. Look, we already had a rejection. But now, since we are anticipating price to move to the downside, since we are anticipating bearish moves, weakness coming in on the dollar, I'm expecting market to close up this liquidity void here. Can you see this? Let me highlight that for you. We've got the low on this candle and the high on this candle. There's a range here. There's a range which price hasn't traded back to, and that range is coming in here. I expect market to close that range on lower time frame. So that means on H4 I'm expecting price to at least retest the daily levels, either retest the, remember the black dotted line, that's my daily level, that's my weekly level, sorry, retest the 99.25 or retest the 99.50. So now I'm gonna go to a H1, which is our entry time frame. Now you can clearly see the level that I've been highlighting to say market has to close that range. You see this green candle here, it traded all the way to the weekly range 99.30, and market traded to the downside. You see, so this gave more significance that weakness is coming into the dollar. So I'm expecting market to at least retest either this zone, or we can have a correction all the way to 99.50 before we start hunting for short trades. So I'm expecting market to correct. So probably Monday and Tuesday we have to see a correction to the upside, right? Whereby we'll be hunting for the high of the week to be formed. Remember, we are in a bearish week, so expecting the high of the week to be formed either Tuesday or Wednesday during London or New York session. So now when you look at the chart, this is the H1 now, which is our entry time frame. Look at the gap between this high and this low. This gap here is the one that I'm emphasizing, that market has to correct back to this zone here. There's liquidity here. There's too, you see, the move was too fast to the downside, right? So I'm expecting market to at least retrace, correct back to the upside before we start hunting for short opportunities. And the way you can do that, right, we've got our swing high here, and then we've got our swing low. Then I'm gonna place my fibs from the high to the low, from the high to the low, which is coming in here. So I'm expecting price to retrace all the way to at least the 99.40 or 99.49 zone before we start hunting for short trades. You see, so that's my forecast on dollar index. I'm expecting further weakness, so we'll be hunting for short trades on dollar index once it reaches 99.40 or 99.49, that is 99.50 institutional price point. So what does that mean in terms of Euro USD and USDJPY? So if we are bearish on dollar index, we're going to be bearish on the yen, right? So the yen, I'm expecting market to push all the way down to this level here. I'm expecting the yen to go all the way down to 106.35 in the coming week, you see. But we are going to retest the, okay, let me just copy this. Market can retrace here to 107, to the 107 price point before we start hunting for short trades. So on the yen, expect market to trade to the 107 price area before we start hunting for short trades to 106.35, you see. So we're also going to be bearish on the yen. And then on euro USD, we're going to be bullish. We are still in a bullish weekly order for since we are bearish on dollar index. So I'm expecting euro USD to trade down a bit to probably 1.097 price area before we see strong rallies all the way to this range here, all the way up there to $10.27. So that means in regards to euro USD, I'm expecting a correction to this either down candle here, this is our bullish order block, or to this down candle before we start hunting for long trades to the upside. So now for those guys in the mentorship, now your homework is to highlight those levels on euro USD and USDJPY the same way that I've highlighted them on the dollar index itself. I've already done the part. The hardest part for you guys is already done. So now I need you to do the same from a monthly point of view for euro USD and USDJPY, so that you can clearly identify the levels that you're going to be looking at to enter the market. So euro USD, we have to expect a low to come in since we are bullish on euro USD. Expect the low of the week to come in either on Tuesday or Wednesday during London or New York session. The low of Tuesday is going to offer good opportunities to go to the upside, or the low of Wednesday. So that's your homework now. Highlight the levels that you're going to start looking for opportunities, you see. So firstly, we are talking of the 10944 and all the way to 108744. So these two price zones that I've already marked, that's your starting point. So that's it for this week's forecast, guys. I wish you good luck and happy trading. Thank you.